Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another episode on the 44 Pod with your host, Mr. Hollywood himself, and my co-host, Mr. Herney, because he loves to
Bigfoot,
stay fucking Herney.
young Bigfoot,
You
baby.
know, oh yeah, shit, young Bigfoot, man. Let's call him that. Young
Yeah.
Biggie Bigfoot.
Yes, sir.
Um, you know,
Mister
a
Mister
lot has
TikTok
happened.
himself. Mister TikTok loves the
Yo,
TikTok.
yeah. A lot has happened so far, within a week. A lot of controversy, not just not just in sports, but in the world that's going on right now. Some good, some bad. But that's why we have you. Shit, I'm all tongue-tied to this morning. But this is why we're on this podcast, right? To talk about everything and anything. But before we get into the crazy controversy, um, we're gonna talk about a little bit about food this morning. All right,
I hate
and I
food.
only said. Hern hates that shit, but by the look, by the way he looks, I don't know.
I
Yeah, I
hate I
think
hate
he's
eat, I hate eating out after going after a night of drinking. I hate it.
yeah.
I hate eating with
We
friends. I
wanted
hate
to
eating with
have
friends.
we wanted to have Mr. fucking Stinky Breath himself on this podcast today, but unfortunately he's dealing with
Yeah.
some stuff, so
Yes, busy guy,
maybe we'll
man.
have him next.
Hey, when the money bags are rolling in, man, it's hard to make time for the some of the guys. So it's all good.
It is all good. But yeah, the only reason I want to talk about food, right, is because I feel like I would say social media, right? There's like these top, I feel like every month or like every few months there's always like top bakeries that everyone's talking about, like the food trend, people are talking about eating more realistic fruits like pears and shit, like the thing that started in LA that's made its way all the way up to here where I'm at right here in Texas.
Yeah.
People are mimicking that and they're like, oh my God, it just tastes just the way it looks and stuff like that, right? And I feel like for me, a trend, not necessarily the pastries, although I do love pastries. Um, is food itself, like Buc-ee's. That's why I'm wearing the hat because I was in Missouri
Shout
recently.
out. Shout out.
Yeah, shout out to Missouri, And in Missouri, they happen to have Buc-ee's. But where I was about an hour and a half away to my actual destination. So when my wife picked me up, I was like, yo, I gotta go to fucking Buc-ee's. It's a thing I've seen. It was Buc-ee's and Jollibee's are like two of the spots I wanted to go to. Unfortunately, there was no Jollibee's where I was at. That shit was like 9 hours away, and I was not driving 9 hours away. Hour and a half.
Jollibee's is fire.
Yeah,
Jollibee's
so
is
that was
fire.
something I definitely wanted to go try, but like I said, it's an hour and a half away. So I was like, hey, Bucky's is here. It's another food spot that's been on my bucket list that I wanted to go try. So I was
Yeah.
like, mind you, right? I just got off the airport. I landed fucking 9ish, 10 o'clock. I like got in the car at 10 o'clock.
Is it
And I had
true?
just
Is it true? You got delayed because of the government shutdown. Is that true?
No, actually, I was kind of blessed and I didn't have any delays in my flights at all. So I know other major airports are definitely having issues.
Yeah.
Fortunately for me, I didn't have any issues. I got there. And that was my biggest worry too, is like getting to the fucking airport and be like, dude, like where is everybody at, right?
Yeah.
But no, dude, I got in there, like I showed up like 2 hours early. Dude, I wish I didn't fucking do that because
Yeah.
I
You never
immediately
do
went
that.
up to ticket. Yeah, I went up to the ticket counter. Shit, like it was done in like less than 5 minutes, and I went straight to TSA pre-check because I'm that fucking dude. Um, Easy. My
True.
dog was giving me some trouble because I traveled with him too, but easy, right? But anyways, I got there super
Dog.
late, and I told my wife, I'm like, fuck, I'm really not that hungry, but like I don't really plan on coming back down here throughout the weekends, but I'll say, maybe, right? Anyways, we stopped there. And I'm like, fuck, I gotta leave with something. So I got the tri-tip sandwich. What everybody gets is what it's known for is a tri-tip. And mind you, those motherfuckers are cooking that shit fresh. Cause I was like, when I got that motherfuckers chopping, hit up that sandwich roll, you know what I'm saying? Fucking put that bitch fresh. And I'm like, yo, I want the one he just got, cause that shit gonna be good. So I got that, a few other things. But my fear was that like for me is like I don't know if other people have this issue, but like when you put meat or any sort of hot food inside like a bread roll or something, the bread gets soggy and it just starts falling apart and it gets all gross, right? I don't know what the fuck they put in that Bucky's bread, but dude, I had that shit rolled. Like I left it in its packaging, right? So it's all supposed to get soggy, like whatever. All the way to where I got to my destination, about an hour and a half away from Bucky's, 'cause I didn't eat it until I got to where I was going. That bread stayed firm, was not soggy, not moist, no nothing. It was just solid. And I was like, and I actually ate the bread. I didn't heat up or nothing. Dude, that tri-tip sandwich,
It's hitting.
I'm not gonna lie, that shit was gas, bro. Say 9 out of 10.
Shout out Bucky's, man. Shout out.
Yeah.
Did
My
you
wife
get?
got the beef jerky.
So
It
you
was all right.
get any beaver nuggets?
No, I didn't get beef.
That's like the
I'm not
thing.
gonna lie, dude.
That's like it's like
It
the one thing everyone talks about at Bucky's, and this guy didn't get it. Crazy. Besides
it's the
like the
tri-tip
hot,
sandwich.
besides the hot food, yeah.
No, I didn't even know they had that. I'm not gonna lie. I for my head, like it was try the tri-tip sandwich, and I'm
I
that's all I'm going for.
I hope that people at home like understand. This guy said is a bucket list destination, which means like it's
Yo,
one of his life.
I got the major thing was the is the tri-tips.
Oh,
I can't talk today. I don't know what it is. I'm just all fucked up. I'm tired, but no excuse. Um, I
crazy.
cannot pronounce my sentences this morning, today at all. So forgive me. I might sound very slow. But anyways, right? Um, Bucky's was pretty fire. Pretty
Well,
fire. Really worth it
shout
if
out,
anybody
shout out to
hasn't
Buck,
gone.
shout out to
Yeah.
Bucky's. I'm looking forward to going there one day.
It's gas, bro. It's gas.
I bet.
But yeah, just try something different, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hern, have you tried any new foods this week? You know, you love to
Um,
eat, man. Come on now.
I just me and food just don't never get along, right? Have I tried anything new? I tried like the Reese's Oreos, not the actual Oreos, but like it's Reese's cups, but it's like with Oreo or something like that. I don't know if you've probably seen the ads for those.
Reese's Cups. Where's that at?
Like it's like at any like gas station or grocery store.
Oh, no, no, no.
It's like their
No.
collab, I guess, but they're like Reese's cups. It's like mid, like just get the regular Reese's cups. Like don't fuck around. That's what's wrong. Is like I my folks, like like where they what business they're in terms of like their jobs and stuff. So they always get these new
Yeah,
things that come out. They're like, oh, try it. It's good. So
that's
they're
facts.
upselling a little bit, and then I try it, and I'm like, oh, it's not it. So I was a little disappointed by
I
that,
get
but
that.
I mean, yeah. Besides that, no, not really. I haven't really tried anything new. Um, but yeah, I just saw earlier today or yesterday, Happy Dad. They're coming out with just straight like a twisted tea type thing. I thought they already had that,
Dude,
but apparently
happy. Yeah, I thought so too. I did see that, but it's the lemon.
apparently
It's the
it
lemon
was
one.
a yeah. Apparently, like the one that was out was a half and half, like the Arnold Palmer kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't really
So
like
yeah,
Happy Dads. I'm not gonna lie. I'm
I don't
not a
mind them.
fan.
I think they're pretty good, but um, I just kind of depend. Like I feel like they're kind of for me they're like a spring summer kind of drink, like because obviously you're usually probably sweating a little bit more often. And that's kind of like the whole thing, the electrolytes and all that. But yeah, so I mean, should be good. I don't know when it'll come out, but I'll have to check it out when that time comes.
Yeah. Also, another, I think for me at least, right, I might be a little biased because people have different styles or whatever, and I know we talked about this in the podcast, but for me personally, I think gas station and just like what would you call them, like regular like 7-Elevens and stuff like that, whatever those stores are called.
Like a convenience
Um,
store,
a convenience store, right? But like more of like a gas station. I'm talking specifically talking about 7-Eleven. Their pizza, hands
underrated,
down, is
underrated.
so fucking underrated.
It's
I
crazy.
like cannot emphasize this anymore. Like if it was me and I would pick 7-Eleven pizza over
Little Caesars,
Domino's, Pizza Hut, Little Caesars, all those pizza places, all those except Papa John's. I love Papa John's. It would be Papa John's and 7-Eleven pizza for me.
Yeah,
Hands down, probably the best pizza I ever eat. And it's not even like I'm going in there to be drunk or like, hey, I only got like $2. I need to buy this fucking slice of pizza or anything like that. No, like I would openly like unfortunately we don't have a 7-Eleven over here, but I will go to like a like 7-Eleven or something like that and I would go be like,
yeah,
"Oh, dude, I'm gonna try this fucking pizza." Like
yeah.
that's all I'm going for. I'm not eating no wings or weird shit like that. It's just pizza. Yo, fucking gas, bro. I don't know why people don't go there more often. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people. Um, but obviously like it's people if I when I bring that up, people are like, dude, that's fucking gross. Like you don't have money or something like that. No, motherfucker, I got money. It's just that it just it's I don't know what it is with that pizza. It's delicious. I don't know, bro. I don't
I
know.
will second. I don't know about the better than like Pizza Hut and all. I won't go that far, but
What?
I will say.
Yo.
Hold on, calm down. I will say it is good. Like for people that think like he's bullshitting. When I was like working as a manager in retail and like I get an hour lunch, I was closing, I would go to 7-Eleven and get like a couple Gatorades, get some just to refuel, and then that pizza would be sitting there, and it's like, hey, it's $2 a slice
Yo.
for $2, like it should be filling, and like it does. I will say when you get the slices, it does depend on what the slices are looking like. If they look a little dry or it looks like well done, don't get it. Do not get it. It's like cardboard.
Yeah.
But if it
Yeah.
looks like the cheese is like that, right? Melty cheese, like you just know what it looks like. You know
Yeah.
what you're looking for. Hey, when it looks like
Yeah.
that, it's hitting. It's hitting.
And this might be a little stretch, but like again, I think it comes down to like preferences. Is like the longer it's been there, the better. I don't know. Obviously, that might be a little stretch where people are like, dude, that's fucking gross. Your
Hell no.
stomach's gonna hurt
Straight
or
cardboard.
whatever.
Straight
Yo,
cardboard. It's
but
cardboard and
again,
ketchup.
like, but at the end of the day, their pizza is
It
gas
is
and it's very
underrated though.
underrated.
Yeah.
So if anybody that's like, yo, this guy's tripping,
It's
I I would suggest that you go there, fucking get a slice. Again, it's $2. Like, so if you don't like it, you don't like it, whatever the
if
fuck.
you don't like it,
But you try it.
Rigo will Venmo you the $2 back if you don't like it.
Yo,
I think
Venmo's
it's
crazy, bro.
I
Yeah,
think it's
but
fair.
yeah, if you do go, right? If people are listening, you do go there and you fucking try it, please leave a comment and leave your fucking rating, 1 through 10 or whatever, or 1 through 5. Let's keep it simple. 1 through 5. Um, how good it was. And if
Please.
you didn't like it, whatever, and you think I'm fucking crazy, because some of you guys will, fucking, it's cool. I get it. It's not for everybody, but I will fucking, I'll die on that hill that it shit's gas. But all right, that's enough about food on our little food fucking spiel for the podcast. Let's get into some controversy that's been in the media recently, especially like as of what, yesterday or today? I think it was yesterday. 'Cause today's
Yeah, it's
Friday,
yesterday
so
morning.
yesterday morning, the FBI investigated. Okay, the FBI investigated the NBA for fucking games and shit like that, for
Yeah.
fixing games, and I think that's a major topic, not just for the NBA, but like in all of sports, but like really in football because a lot of the games that we watch, like as you can like if people that watch football, and I think majority of our viewers do, is like some refs are getting calls, not calling shit, especially when it comes to the Kansas City Chiefs. It's like, bro, what the fuck are we doing? Like, especially that
Yeah.
most recent controversial one against with the Lions with Jared Goff. It's like, okay, they called up in New York and was like, hey, reverse that turn. It's like New York shouldn't be doing that and stuff like that. So I think this shed some light like on like shit, this is possible, right? It isn't some stuff that we're just making up. And yeah, I think the NBA finally got caught up, with all these mafia families and shit like that. So it's pretty crazy. Hern, you're more of an NBA guy, so fill me in, big dog.
Yeah, definitely. So basically, the primary or the people that people know in this, obviously, besides the two crime families of the Gambino and the Genovese, crime families in New York. The big one that that caught, I think, everyone's attention is Chauncey Billups. He's the head coach of the Portland Trailblazers, Hall of Famer in the NBA, as well as Terry Rozier. and Damon Jones. So pretty much three basketball players, one being a Hall of Famer and current NBA head coach. They
Yeah.
originally were arrested for illegal gambling. They were basically just having poker games. Uh, and so what was happening is basically these families would target certain individuals. Obviously, they have to have probably a lot of money for these guys to be targeted. And then say, hey, come play a game of poker with, like, come down, come play poker with us. And to make it look legitimate, they would have Chauncey Billups and some of these other guys on the table. So those people would feel comfortable, like, hey, Chauncey Billups is here. Like, it's got to be a legit game they're running, right? And so they had that going on. And basically, how they were, uh, I guess at the end of the day, it'd be stealing, is they would rig the shuffling machines that were counting the cards. And basically, certain people at the table would know like which hand was coming up. And obviously, if you know what's coming, you're able to bet accordingly. And so they were basically stealing money. And so obviously, that's a huge thing. It's illegal. Um, and it was estimated the victims lost more than $7 million in the game since 2019. In particular, one victim says he lost roughly 1.8 million in total, which is fucking
Yeah.
crazy. Um, there was a couple things that they were talking about, violence and robberies, and the defendants are also accused of laundering money using shell companies and cryptocurrency. Now, obviously, not too sure if that really involves the three NBA players that were accused, but there was definitely,
Yeah.
with those three specifically, the sports betting. Rigo kind of mentioned that in terms of in the NFL side of things. Um, and so basically, how this scheme would work is player information was being passed along. So, for example, if Chauncey Billups knew he was going to bench somebody, he would tell these guys, "Hey, I'm going to bench so and so. He's not playing tonight." And so, obviously, these guys, with knowing that information, would probably bet against his team. There was a couple with Terry Rozier, who's in the NBA. Kind of the same thing with him. Like, hey, there's an accusation that he faked an injury in 2023 and told somebody he was going to leave
Yeah.
early, and that would allow people to bet on the under on his statistics. So, for an example, if the line was he was going to have 12 points or more, he would tell people, "Hey, I'm going to leave this game early. Bet the under." And obviously, those people probably did and probably won a good amount of money doing that. Um, and then there's other players that were on several other teams, including the Hornets, the Trailblazers, and the Lakers. The Lakers one's really interesting
Yeah.
because
Something about LeBron.
it is Damon Jones accused of leaking information about LeBron's injury to the better. So really interesting stuff. And like and this isn't the first time the NBA has been involved in a gambling controversy. The last time was in 2002, I believe, with Tim Donaghy. Um, and I believe he was the big ref for the Laker game. And obviously, that's a pretty famous situation everyone can look up. But um, yeah, it's really interesting because this isn't really like one of those typical, like, this strictly involves the sport. It was like off out of the sport kind of things were going on. And I think that's what got everybody in trouble. And then obviously
Yeah.
with the guys that were involved, they branched into something way bigger. So um I mean, obviously, whether or not Chauncey Billups knew all this other stuff was going on, it's a total scumbag move. I think, like, he had to have known something sketchy was going on. Like, when you're involved in three different crime families, like, running games, it's kind of odd. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's going to be really interesting because obviously, I think every major sport has really taken up sports betting. Just a couple years ago, we had the issue with Shohei Ohtani in baseball, and his translator, well, his interpreter was the one gambling. I'm really of the belief it's Shohei, but obviously he's such a megastar for
Yeah.
Major League Baseball that they were not going to let him go down for that. So, um, but yeah, every sport, I think the NFL for sure. They're basically sponsored by DraftKings. It seems like in every other thing, right? Like, there's always a DraftKings sponsor around the corner with the NFL. The NBA's obviously got some betting stuff in place. So it's going to be interesting because this has always been such a huge thing. And then I think it kind of turned the corner when the Raiders went to Vegas, and now, like, it's going to be interesting. What's the what are the steps that are going to be in place to avoid these kind of things?
Yeah, honestly, I feel like the sports betting, like it's like you said, DraftKings has really been in mostly like every commercial that they're talking about. And I mean, it's not the first time, like you said, like betting on games or whatever. Um, like the league obviously has its rules in place of like obviously players and coaches are not supposed to be involved with betting and things like that. But in like I would say in the last like 5 years, whatever, there's been some players obviously getting suspended for trying to bet. I think it was with the uh was it with the Falcons, Calvin Ridley?
Yeah.
Somebody got him fucking in trouble for betting, right? So
Yep.
like you got these really high profile players. Obviously getting caught up in shit like that, and others probably doing it just haven't gotten caught yet. It really raises like your eyebrows and like your ears as far as like, the viewer and being like, dude, okay, like what we're seeing isn't so far like where like like there's obviously something going on here and I'm not crazy, right? Um and I'm kind of glad that something like this has happened, just especially like with all the controversy as far as coaches favoring Chiefs games and stuff like that have come up, right? And obviously, yes, I might be a little biased as far as like, being a Niners fan, I don't really like the Chiefs, but um at the same time, I feel like the Chiefs are like really getting favored by the refs in most of the games that they play, especially last year, right? I think that they got away with so many different calls where it's like, bro, like there's no way you're winning. And obviously, too, winning by one score games or less than like 1 point games, too. Like, obviously, they barely won all their games. That's why a lot of people were like, dude, how did they get to the Super Bowl? And people were calling Patrick Mahomes, this, and that, whatever, right? Um, and especially, like I said, the Lions game where they didn't get called for any penalties, especially when they played the Jags, when Trevor Lawrence it was a cross route and the fucking defensive player on the Chiefs ran right into, I think it was one of their wide receivers. I don't remember who it was. And the ref was standing right there and didn't call anything. And it was a turnover on downs, and stuff like that. So it's really crazy to see, but not really that crazy. So hopefully the FBI um looks into the NFL and really cracks down on that shit because yeah, I'm tired of
You
getting
love
upset on
Mahomes.
stupid
What
ass
do you
calls.
mean? You love
Absolutely
Mahomes.
fucking
You got his
absolutely not.
jersey at home, man.
Hell no. But yeah, I think that whole everything that's going down.
I will say, like for the NFL specifically, like if they just adopt what the college football's doing, like I don't know if you, I know you're not the biggest college football guy. I know you do watch it every once in a while, but like they when they go to review when they go to the reviews, it's an open mic, so you can literally hear the conversation like from the it's just like the NFL, like the New York, like you hear that conversation from their booth to the ref on the field. I think if the NFL just did stuff like that, I don't think it'd be like a big deal. I think like that would kind of put some people at ease. Um, in terms of the accusations of like, oh, the referees are rigging it for these teams, I think that would go a long way. Like us being able to listen to the like when the refs get together, that should be like there should be a hot mic. Like we should be able to listen to those conversations that are being going on. And obviously, if they feel like there's stuff that's said, they can obviously um, bleep out certain things. But I don't think it that. I think if they did that, just a little bit more transparency on the NFL's part, I think it would go a long way to kind of putting people at ease. Um, but I think they're just in a tough spot because it's just betting so accessible now. Um, and I just think they're just in a tough spot in the sense like there's so much. And this is more for the NFL. I think the NBA it's a little bit easier because teams are so small. The most there's going to be like 15 guys on a roster, so it's a little bit easier to keep track. In the NFL, it's 53 for every 32, and that's not including practice squad guys. So it's almost let's say it's 70 guys total, and that's just players, not including assistant coaches and assistants to the assistant
Yeah.
coaches. All these other things that all these guys have special access that you and I can't have. Um, so yeah, it's gonna be interesting
Yeah,
what comes
so
out of this.
to kind of like get more into depth about it, but not getting too crazy. Um, why do you feel like, I mean, obviously, in my perspective, right, we're on the outside looking in, we're not the inside looking out. It's like, okay, you're making all these millions of dollars regardless of what um your position is, right? As a head coach, obviously you're getting paid quite a bit of money, right? Why stoop to the that low and start, stealing money from these players and getting involved with these mafia guys, right? For me, like it's like, okay, dude, you have a set job, you're a head coach in the NBA, you got millions of dollars, you know what I'm saying? You're doing all these sort of cool stuff. Dream jobs for most of us, right? Why risk it all for like small amounts of money compared to what you've already got paid? That's more of where I'm trying to wrap my head around it because it's like, okay, me personally, I'm making all this sort of money. Why do something where it's going to jeopardize like, my family, myself, and obviously potentially get me arrested and other things of that nature. For me, I wouldn't do it, but like, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean I don't know. I think it really has to do with the lifestyle. I think some of these guys, they come from backgrounds that maybe they didn't have everything growing up and they had no real guidance and they get to this point where, hey, I'm making millions and millions of dollars and I'm gonna go buy mama that house. I'm gonna go buy her a car and she's never gonna have to work again. And I'm gonna get Uncle Ricky. I'm gonna help him fix his house up. And the next thing you know, that $10 million is down to $1 and $2 million, and you haven't done shit for yourself. And obviously, these guys, I think, in any sport, hey, I'm in the NBA. Like, I can't have no fucking one bedroom apartment. Like, I'm in the NBA. I gotta have, I gotta live a certain lifestyle. And I think a lot of these guys try to do that. And I think they're just living outside their means. And then the next thing they get in a situation where maybe they're desperate for a little cash and they decide, hey, I'm gonna do this one time. I think a lot of these guys go into these situations like I'm gonna do this one time and never do it again. And then the one time, turns into two, and then that turns into three, and then now they've been doing it for 4 or 5 years, and it's too late to stop, and then they get in
Yeah,
trouble. I think it's one of
I
those
get
things. I
all
really
that.
do.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah, no,
not trying to
100%.
not trying to justify it either. Like, it just feel like a lot of these guys just don't have the like they don't. I don't think, and they're all young too. Like, it's not like they're, it's not. I mean, Chauncey Billups, like I said, we don't know how long this has been going on. So this could have been going on like since he was playing in the NBA, which is early 2000s. But I feel like a lot of these guys that get in trouble, they're all young guys. Like, a couple years ago, we had the guy. He was literally betting on his own games in the NBA, and the NBA suspended him forever. Like, he's indefinitely suspended from the NBA. I think his name's what's his name? Jonte Porter. I think that's his name. Like, he's literally
All right,
suspended.
I
Can
can
never
look
play.
it up.
Like, pretty sure he's not allowed to play in the NBA anymore. So like there's these cases of like guys doing this, and it wasn't like he was doing anything criminal. He literally was going on a sports betting app and fucking betting on his team and or betting on himself or whatever it was. And yeah, I just think, like you said, I think the accessibility is a really big thing. Like, these guys have access to this stuff, whether it's them or not. His brother's Michael Porter Jr., so you might have to look that up. Uh, but yeah, I mean that's just like that's what I just think it's so easy to access, like, to access. And I mean, how hard is it to be like, let's say Matty Ice was in the NBA, uh, and he told me and you like, hey, go put $500 on whatever. You and I are probably doing it, right?
Probably.
So like that's it could be that easy. Like, hey, like he could be like, hey, I need you guys to put this on this, and we'd go do it. And then obviously we'd send him back whatever, like if he's asking us to bet for him, we'd probably do it. And it's just one of those things where like these guys just do stuff like that, and it just escalates and escalates and escalates, and then it gets to the point where you're gonna get caught. So
Yeah. Um, I totally get that perspective of like, hey, like you said, just old habits that they couldn't get away from, and they're just like, hey, look, I didn't get in trouble before. Obviously, you didn't get in trouble before because, you know,
you were a
your
nobody.
lifestyles and Yeah, you
You're
were
literally a
nobody nobody
nobody.
was looking for. So yeah, 100% right. Like it's the same thing when it goes from like I wouldn't say serial killers because I'm really like, yo, that's like a total different like mindset, like whole
No,
different
but
thing, right?
it's the same. It's the
But
same path. Like when they first, it's like
yeah,
when the path there, like, oh, I just killed that cat, and then they move
like
up to
oh, it's the
something
small
else,
things,
and
yeah.
then they
And they're
move up
like,
to
yo, I
something
like
else,
that
and then
rush.
they fucking get the one. It's like Dexter, you know, like then they get the next guy, and then the next. It's 30 fucking
Yeah,
bodies later, and you're like, holy shit, like this guy's a fucking serial killer.
yeah.
So yeah, you know, you're
No,
100%
100%.
right.
I get that. But it for me, like it said, like obviously I'm not in that position. I don't have that access to that sort of money. I don't live that lifestyle. I have nothing to do with that, right?
Yeah,
So for me, like obviously for our average people, it's like, damn, bro, like why risk it, you know? But like you also, like you said, it's probably old habits that you just couldn't fix, or there was something going on and you needed some more money, and obviously you got caught.
I think that's.
Which sucks, right?
I think as a whole, I think this is where the sports leagues fail. Like, and it kind of goes back to like I don't want to get too crazy into this, but like Henry Ruggs, for example, like the whole thing about like he obviously got fucked up and drove home, and what happened happened. And the NFL does have a
Yeah,
ride share program, but like it's not something. I don't think it's something that they consistently put in these players' minds. Like these like to me these sports leagues, like this should be something that should be happening every off season. They should be talking with these guys over and over again about rideshare stuff and like the gambling stuff, like all these things that you can get in trouble for. This should be stuff that's like constantly being going on, like financial being educated on how to control your finances and not basically screw all your money away. Like that should be something the NFL and all these other sports leagues should be like trying to do. Like that's a bad look if like
yeah,
I don't know what the stats are, but I can't imagine a lot of these guys that go play in any of the big sports. I can't imagine they have a whole lot of their wealth left like 10, 20 years after they leave the league, you know? And I think that's a shame. Like
yeah.
you should be able to make, unless you're in California, you should be able to make, a couple $1 million laugh like almost your whole life.
Yeah, and I think that's a real spotlight on um these really famous guys, right? Like I
Yeah.
would say like a quick few, right? I'm not saying that they're definitely in these troubles, but like there's some of these guys have openly been like, yo, like I can't live that old lifestyle, like um I can't provide as like I used to, right? Because they're so used to spending all those sorts of millions of dollars on like lavish lifestyles. Like I'll say
Yeah.
one that's openly talked about, it was Cam Newton, Johnny Manziel, um, fuck, who's another one? Those are the two guys I can automatically just think of.
Yeah.
Um, uh, damn. Oh shit, my mind went blank. But those are two guys I would say that, I mean, especially Johnny Manziel, right? He was very famous, obviously. Overrated, I was a lot of people would say. Came in the league, all he did was party, spend money, gamble, whatever the fuck he was doing.
Yeah.
And he got out of the league, and then your lifestyle just has to change. Like you cannot start spending like you used to. Cam Newton was obviously an MVP, wins the Super Bowl. Didn't want to win, because he didn't want to jump on a football. And yeah, he got out of the league. Now he's doing sport analyst, right? And he's like, hey, I can't provide like I used to for my family because I'm not that dude anymore. I'm not Superman. I'm more like less than Robin type shit. So, um, but it be like that. It really does, but it's unfortunate.
Yeah. I guess to me, the moral of the
Oh,
story
Antonio
is
Brown. Fuck, Antonio Brown. My bad. AB, that
fuck AB.
motherfucker, that crazy
Fuck
fuck,
that guy. Fuck AB.
that
Fuck
crazy
Antonio
fuck
Brown.
start is in debt. Like that motherfucker can not pay rent type shit.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I just think like you said, I think like for any young guys that are out there that are, and this doesn't have to be for like sports, like just in general, like if you ever stumble upon a large sum of money, like be smart about it and try to like educate yourself on like how to take care of yourself financially. Like don't just I'm gonna go buy a fucking Rolls Royce because I got 500K. Like one of those things where you got to kind of like do some math and trying to figure
Yeah,
it
I mean,
out.
also like to like preface this, like being Hern or not like financial guys, we're not trying to give financial advice by any means. Obviously, we have our own issues, our own the way we deal with money and things like that.
Yeah.
But all we're just stating is like, kind of the obvious, right? Like you get millions of dollars, you should probably handle that pretty smartly. Don't be dumb and start spending shit. We're just
Yeah, I
emphasizing
for the record, I'm
these guys.
$8.6 million in debt. So please don't think I know everything about finances, but it's just one of those things like Rigo says, like I'm from the outside looking in, like these are some of the steps maybe like you could take is talking to people that actually know what to do with finances and stuff like that. But moving along
Yeah.
here, Rigo sent me an interesting top five MVP list the other day. Let me pull it up real quick.
Look,
Uh,
also before you guys start fucking roasting me and shit, all right? I'm not the one that came up with this list. It's just something
no,
I've seen on to, all right?
no, I
I
was
just don't
gonna,
want no
I
one
was
to be like,
yeah,
yo, this
no, no,
guy's
no.
crazy.
No, so Rigo sent me this post. Is posted by Fox Sports NFL's X account, and it was from Eric Williams at EW NFL 22 on X. You can look up either his at or the NFL Fox Sports account. This was his MVP stock watch. So essentially, what this told me is this is who he has in his top five in terms of the MVP race right now. At number five, he's got Jonathan Taylor. Number four, he's got Drake May. Number three, he's got Baker Mayfield. Number two, he's got Matt Stafford. And number one, Rigo's guy, Patrick Mahomes. Rigo, what do you got to say about this list?
Honestly, when I seen it, I'm like, yo, what the fuck am I looking at, right? Like, there's some players on there where I'm just like, okay, maybe I can get behind some of these guys, but not all of them, right? Especially the order. I'll start off with number one. I'm gonna start working my way from the top
Yeah,
to the bottom. And the top is obviously Patrick Mahomes is number one. Why he thinks Patrick Mahomes is an MVP, even that he's on top five for me, right, is crazy. Um, just because his play this year is not great. Um, And like, what has he proven this year that like, yo, he's an MVP finalist? 'Cause there's quite a bit other players that I'll mention. But for me, Patrick Mahomes is definitely not even a top five MVP finalist. Just based off what he's done this year. Like, what have you really done? Like, okay, you lose a couple players and you can't win a couple games. Obviously, he lost two in a row because he was missing some players. There's quite a bit of other teams that are missing players. Um, that have won games. And he's supposed to be the GOAT, the best coming since Tom Brady and all this shit, and he can't do that. So whatever, right? That's the reason why I don't have Patrick Mahomes. I like the Matthew Stafford pick. I think he was one that I did have in my top five for MVP finalist. Um, uh, but I wouldn't have him as number two. For me right now, kinda ish, is I have him sitting at number four for myself. Um, but again, as I go through my list on what my top five are, um, I'll rearrange them. But Matthew Stafford's definitely on there. Baker Mayfield is also a one that I want to say is in my top five, but kind of isn't just because. Um, I looked at his schedule. Like in the beginning, it sounded more nice than it actually was for me. It's like, okay, and I like Baker Mayfield. That's why. It's like, okay, you have Mike Evans out, you have your star running back out, your rookie wide receiver is out, whatever, and you managed to win some couple ball games. But then again, you look at the teams that he's played, it's like, okay, like who has he played? Um, for those reasons. So, Baker Mayfield, I think is still in my top five, kind of. And yeah, I think he would be in my five if I was really looking at my list. Drake May, uh, that one's hard for me. Uh, I don't have him in my top five. I think that was a stretch to have Drake May in there, and then Jonathan Taylor was also a stretch. Um, so like out of his top five, I probably only have Matthew Stafford and Baker Mayfield. The other three guys are definitely are not MVP. I wouldn't say caliber. I just wouldn't say right now, like in week seven of the MVP list, I wouldn't have those guys in there. But those are my thoughts. Ern, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think the Mahomes one, I think, is the most egregious one, like for me, and it's like I said, it's not biased. I know I'm a Raiders fan. We got our ass kicked by them last week, but that was the only. I think that's the only game he's really showed out in, and it does help. You got Rasheed Rice back, so if he turns in a couple more good performances like that, then obviously he'll make himself known in the race. Matt Stafford, I can see it. Unfortunately, he's in a really tough division. It seems like so far all three teams, all three of the top teams, all have the same record. I think Rigo's Niners are in first in that division. But I thought
Yeah,
he's played pretty well. I don't two's a little high. I think I'd put Baker at two still. But obviously Baker had turned in a really bad performance against the Lions, and that's kind of concerning for his sake, in terms of the MVP race. Um, Drake May, he's on. He's the QB of the top team in the AFC East. They have a better record than the Bills. I'm not too mad at where he's at 4. Um, I think I would have had Jonathan Taylor at 3. Stafford would probably like if I was redoing the list, I probably would have Mahomes like at 6. I think Jonathan Taylor would be in the top 3. He's by far the best running back in the NFL this year. You can make the argument for Bijan, and I wouldn't be mad, but I think he's the best running back on, I believe, the best team in the NFL by record. Um, I just think like Daniel Jones got no love. He's the QB of the best team, which is the same as Jonathan
exactly.
Taylor. And they both um, they're both like a reason why their team's really good this year. So him not getting any recognition is kind of crazy, but um, yeah, I'm definitely not as like pissed about the list as Rigo is. Rigo basically, I think when we first talked about it, I think Rigo like wanted 4 of the 5 guys off the list completely. So um, kind of tells you like what he thought of the list, and but that's his right. Like that's his opinion, and he's not wrong. Like I think even someone like A Rod, like if A Rod turns in another really good game, like I think A Rod should be in the conversation for MVP as well. Like his Steelers are first in their division. I think they're 5-2. Like a lot of these teams are at 5-2. Um, Herbo turned in a really good game last night. We'll talk about our picks. Rigo had the Chargers as well last night, so we're all starting off
Hold on,
pretty well.
before we get like fucking people look again, just to back up my claim, right? And this is specifically more for the Baker claim, right? He's played the Lions, got his ass whooped against the Lions, and again, people can't say, hey, he didn't have a weapon. He had Mike Evans, he got him hurt. Just kidding, he didn't do that. It's just a bad play on, bad landing. It happens in the NFL. As a Niner fan, I would know that more than anybody. And so he played the Lions, lost. They played the Niners, whooped our ass, kind of. It was a 19-30 game. So again, you're playing against a team with a bunch of third and fourth string players. So I mean, it's one of those things you got to win, right? Play Seattle, won by 3. Um, and then you played the Eagles. You got your ass beat by the Eagles, 31-25. And then you played the Jets. Again, Jets are like 0 and fucking 50. You win that game 29-27. And then you play the Texans, who are like, what, 2 and fucking 6, some shit like that. You win that game. And then you play the Falcons, you barely won that game 23-20. So, like, again, you really look at what Baker Mayfield's his competition is, and you're like, okay, I'm sure he's throwing some good offensive numbers or whatever in passing yards, but like, look at the teams that you're playing against. Besides playing the Eagles, playing Seattle, and playing the Lions, like those are probably your only good teams that you played against. So just want to throw that out there. Hern, go ahead.
So like, because obviously he has no control over that. So like when a team hasn't played anybody all year and they have a good record, so should we just be like they're not a legit like playoff contender because they haven't played anybody all year?
Um, I would say like in the terms of like playing a real good team to be like, hey, like I'm sure you'll make the playoffs
Like,
from based off your
can I
schedule.
can I give an example? Maybe like
Sure.
So like you said, Baker hasn't really played anybody, right? Like that's what you just named off his teams that he's played. He hasn't really played besides like the Eagles and one other team, right? He
Lines.
hasn't
Yeah.
like besides those two, he hasn't really played a legit team,
Yeah.
right? So like if I play like I'm team A and I play the Saints, the Raiders, and the Titans, and I play the Broncos and I play the Colts, and I'm 4-1, like I wouldn't be considered a good team because I haven't played anybody.
I mean, if you're talking about the Colts, Colts are a good team right now. They're the only 6-1 team.
No, I'm saying no. I'm not saying the Colts. I'm saying I played the like I'm just a nameless team. I don't want to put like an attachment to them. And I go 4-1. I played the Colts, the Titans, the Raiders, and the fucking Jets. And I played who's the other team? I just and the Saints. I played those five teams, and I'm four and
Yeah.
one. And let's say the Colts was one of the teams I beat. Like, would I not be considered a good team?
Um, I still would say no.
Okay.
And people are like, yo, like that's fucking retarded. But it's like, okay, you look against the average of all these teams, what their records are. You only played one good team that is 6-1, and the rest are all shitty teams. Like as of right now, based off like, and I'm only saying this is like every team in the NFL right now um has lost to a team that you should have won, but they had people will call it a bad game or whatever. It should happen in the NFL, right? But every team in the NFL has lost to that sort of team. But also I've played some really shitty teams and they won against those teams. So like beating the Colts, like sure, like obviously the Colts are 6-1, they lost a game. Um, but they're playing good teams. So I don't know. That's just my opinion.
That's fair. I just, like I
But
said, I was just curious because, like, obviously, like Baker can't control who he plays. Like, they're just put on the
yeah,
schedule and he
obviously.
plays them. So I was just curious if, like, that also pertained to NFL teams as well. Like, if you played nobody but you have a winning record, like, are you considered a good team or are you considered a shit team still because you haven't played anybody?
Yeah, I would say shit. I mean, because like, yeah, again, you're gonna play shitty teams, right? You're
Yeah,
gonna play good teams, like maybe three, four good teams,
like if you
and
play
say,
seven,
yeah,
like let's say you played 7 games, you're 5-2, and you lost to I don't know, like the Jags and the Bucks, like but you haven't really played anybody either. Like the only real good team you played that you beat was like the Rams. Like I don't really think I think you're a solid team, but according to you, like it's not like you're kind of a shit team still. So
yeah, because I feel like once it comes playoff time, right, you get exposed. Like, sure, you're definitely gonna make the playoffs, right? Based off the
yeah,
schedule and how many wins you are, right?
yeah,
Cool. You lost against maybe one or two good teams or whatever, and whatever
yeah,
the case is. You go to the playoffs, it's gonna show like the competition that you had played
mhm,
against and the competition that obviously made it to the playoffs. And then either
yeah,
you're gonna win that. I think once you get to the postseason and you're winning these games, it's like, okay, like, yo, this I think you really start to like, get your, tip my hat to these guys, like, oh, they're a pretty good team. But if you get bounced, it's like, okay, this is what we said. You're not playing real competition and you got bounced in the first round.
yeah, for
And I
sure.
think what the Texans are kind of one of those teams that I think they were like that last year. Um, I might be talking crazy. I might be saying crazy shit. I don't have their fucking schedule up here. Um, but yeah. So that's what I think.
Yeah, for sure. Totally, totally makes sense.
But yeah, my bad. I didn't mean to go on that fucking long rant. So
No, this is perfect. This is actually making. I think we're making really good time. Anyway,
yeah. But go ahead, Hern. Continue what you were saying.
no, I'm good. Like I said, I just wanted to know what you thought. No, I'm good. To be honest. I just wanted to like understand a little bit more about like your Baker take, but I understand now what you're getting at, so we can move on to our picks.
All right, let's get into it then. Fucking um. So I'll start with the most recent one, which is Thursday Night Football yesterday. We had our own group chat, me, Hern, and Stinky Breath, Matt. Um, for the Vikings and Chargers game. We all chose the Chargers yesterday, so we definitely hit on that one. So finally, we got a Thursday night right. Like fuck, man.
I
I
do
don't know
want to
what the
say
fuck
real
is going.
quick. I do want to say real quick. Like I think on I have to. I'm gonna have to look back one day and look. But I think every time we all three of us have agreed on a pick, the game's lost. So this is like one of the very
Probably.
few where we all picked the same team and it actually hit. So yeah, we all had the Chargers for sure. We have proof. Not that we need to prove ourselves or anything like that, but this isn't like we don't go in like anytime we're posting after games played, we don't go like and lie about who we had. Like for the most part, we're picking these games early in the week. It just so happens
Yeah,
we're
like obviously, right?
recording.
We can go into these things and edit them and be like, hey, we could change them, or like, you know, especially when Hern, like when he posts up like the picture and the other pics, obviously we can change them. We can choose to lose two or three, but as you guys can see, my record, Hern's record, and
Yeah.
Matt's record is definitely not fucking perfect. So
No.
we have no reason to lie. Like, come on,
Yeah.
like we have nothing to gain from that.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, so we had the Chargers winning yesterday.
Yep.
Again, we're gonna kind of go shoot through these, and then
Yep.
we're gonna comment on our big games and really get into depth about those. So next one is the Bears and Ravens.
Yep.
I got the Bears. Her, who do you got? You hate the Bears,
Uh
so I'm surprised if you picked the Ravens.
can't do it. Can't do it. I'm going the Ravens. Going the
That's
Ravens.
crazy.
And then
Okay.
Matty Ice is also going Ravens. Um
Okay.
there is I picked them before I knew Lamar might be coming back, so that'll make the game
Oh
really
fuck.
interesting. Um
Damn.
I don't know. I
I
don't know
didn't
if
I didn't
Lamar's
think of it.
played well. I don't know if Lamar's played well coming off an injury though. Like I don't think his first game back's usually very good. So that's why I'm thinking the game should be interesting. It's in Baltimore, so that should be a good one to watch.
Oof. Fuck. Yeah, that's good. Um, to add on that. Excuse me, sorry. Caleb Williams on a 4 game win streak, so make it five, baby. Uh, next one is Bills and Panthers.
Yeah,
Hern, who do you got?
I got Josh
This
Allen and the
all
Bills. Josh Allen and the
that one
Bills,
almost
man.
feels like a no-brainer. Obviously, Bills and Panthers, Bryce Young versus Josh Allen. It's like a no-brainer. But again, a lot has happened in these NFL the NFL this year. Sorry, I got tongue
Yeah,
tied there. A lot of good teams losing to a lot of shitty teams and stuff like that. Again, I'm not gonna get too into it, but yeah, I got the Bills too. Um, Browns and Patriots. Holy shit, we gotta talk about that one, so we will. Hearn,
Matty
who do
Ice
you
also
got?
had the Bills in that last one. Um, Bills Patriots. I also have the Patriots just like Matty Ice. Really tough one. If it would have been any other team for the Browns, I probably would lean the Browns because I'm with Rigo, man. I'm a big believer in the defense. I'm not a big believer in Dylan Gabriel though, and I think when it always comes down to it for me is who's the better quarterback. So Drake May, Patriots.
I got the Browns.
Yeah,
That
not
one's a
mad
really
about it.
hard one to look at.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got the Browns. I like their defense and yeah. Next one is the Bucks and Saints. We'll see what did Matty Ice put.
Matty Ice and I also agreeing on this one. I got the Bucks.
Yeah, I got the Bucks on that one too. Um, Shit, it's another one we all agreed on. Saints might fucking surprise us. Um, oh fuck, dude. I'm gonna change my pick. I don't have the Bucks winning that game. I actually have the Saints. I think Spencer Rattler is actually playing some really good football as of late, and I think he might be able to pull that one off against the Bucks.
Okay,
Um, so
not mad at that.
I got the Saints. Now, Cowboys and Broncos. Who do you got?
I'm going with the Broncos. I think I haven't picked them in a while, so that's either a good thing for me because they're going to keep it going, or it's a bad thing for me because they're going to shit the bed again. Matty Ice has the Cowboys, but
I got the Cowboys as well.
he did put a sad face next to the Broncos, so obviously he really wanted to pick them, OVO, but he
Yeah.
says Dak's turning in an MVP kind of year, and that was the one guy I didn't bring up that should definitely be in the top five as well. Um,
Yes,
is
that's what
Dak
I'm saying. There's a lot of at
considering
the
the
end of this,
whole
towards the end. Yeah.
yeah. My bad. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. My fault.
Yeah, we'll talk about our MVPs at our top five MVPs at the end.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got the Cowboys. Matty Ice got the Cowboys. Hern got the Broncos.
Yep.
All right, the Commanders and Chiefs. Hern, who do you got?
I'm going with everyone's favorite, Patty Mahomes, man. I just no Jaden
Fucking
Daniels. It's Mariota. Mariota's playing in Arrowhead. He's had some success there,
yeah,
so it's not to say it's on. It's I'm not picking him because of him. I just think Rasheed Rice looked really good. Granted, it was against the Raiders, but I have the Chiefs. Matty Ice also has the Chiefs.
yeah, I got the Chiefs as well.
Yeah,
Okay. This one is the Dolphins and Falcons. Um,
Falcons for
I
both of us.
you got you got the Falcons? Yeah, I
Yeah,
got the Falcons too.
Tua.
Yeah, Michael Penix. Tua's just not it right now.
Quinn
Really
Ewers.
let me
It's
down, dude.
it's time for Quinn Ewers, man.
Yo, I was
You
gonna
guys
say that.
scared.
Those are one of the games that we got to talk about. So, yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
100%.
yeah.
All right, Jets and Bengals.
We both have the Bengals.
Damn, is it
It's
Tyrod?
it's Tyrod. It is Tyrod. I think it's confirmed Tyrod. That's why I'm. It's kind of like a spicy pick because it's Tyrod versus Flacco, two old school quarterbacks, quote unquote. But
I
yeah,
take
I gotta.
Flacco MVP.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
gotta go
Bengals.
Flacco. Yeah.
Okay, 49ers and Texans.
Uh,
I got
we both
Texans. Throwing that out there. Texans.
we both have the Niners. I think I said it last week, baby. Robert Sala. Robert Sala is the MVP of this team, and it shows week after week. When you hold a team that just put 24 on the Bills the week before, you hold them 10. And Bijan had no rushing yards last week. He got a little bit receiving, but Salah's the guy.
Okay.
Salah's the MVP. So
All right.
Houston, really,
Okay.
Houston. That didn't do anything against Seattle. You got Houston. Cool.
Yep. All right, Giants and Eagles. This is at what is it? What's the Eagles fucking stadium called? Some fucking butt munchers. I don't even fucking know what their stadium is, but fuck them. Um, I got the Giants. I like what I've seen from Jackson Dart. I don't like the offensive coordinator for the Eagles. Obviously, it shows that they're not that high-powered team that they were last year. They're having some struggles. AJ Brown controversy of him being fed up and all that bullshit. I think that adds up in some sort of aspect. Um, and the Giants are really catching a stride with Jackson Dart and Cam Skattebo. So I got the Giants.
Um, Matty Ice has the Eagles, but he low key wanted to say Giants. He never clarified if he really wanted the Giants or not. After all, so I'm gonna say he wants the Eagles. I'm also going with
Okay.
the Eagles. The Eagles are home. I know they just played the Giants 2 weeks ago, and I think everyone's kind of I don't want to call it fool's gold, but I think everyone's a little too early on the bandwagon with the Giants now. They just blew a 32-0 lead in the fourth quarter, gave up 33 points and lost. So I'm gonna go with the Eagles.
Yeah, that's definitely a good point. All right. Next one, Titans and Colts.
Colts for both
All
of
right,
us.
I got
Colts.
the Colts as well.
Yeah.
Got the Colts. And this one, ah, I think this one's a big one. Packers and fucking Steelers. A-Rod's coming home, baby.
A Rod is well, technically he's not, but yeah. Um,
Who do you got?
I got the Packers. Matty Ice initially had the Packers, but he changed it. He's got the Steelers in this one. He thinks A Rod's gonna get some revenge. I think if the Packers didn't have Micah, I probably would have said Steelers as well, but they do have a really good pass rush,
Yeah,
so I got
I got the
Packers.
Packers on that one. Yeah,
Yeah.
I got the Packers. Yeah. It's
I
a
think
good
if it
one.
would have been
All right.
I actually think real quick for that game, and we don't have to like talk about it after this, but I actually think if this game was in Lambeau, I would have picked the Steelers. Kind of weird,
Damn.
but I think like I don't know. I think A Rod plays really well at Lambeau. Obviously, like I think he would have fucking. I think he would have torched them, but um,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
What game?
I like these picks. I feel like my picks are definitely the dark horse plays or like picks of like, yeah, this I feel like this guy's trolling. I'm definitely not trolling. I just have a weird I mean,
Yeah,
obviously,
I
I could
think.
definitely be wrong and I miss on all my picks, but I just give every team the benefit of the doubt. But yeah, we'll see what happens, right? I
Yeah.
think a game that I kind of want to talk about is definitely the Dolphins and Falcons game, right? And I only say that just because of the controversy behind Tua and the offensive coordinator, uh, Mike McDaniels, as far as like, is he gonna be quicker on making changes, uh, on the struggles of Tua in the beginning of the first half? If Tua starts to struggle, is he going to put Q Ewers in earlier than he did last weekend, and instead of waiting to the fourth quarter where it's already too late, putting him earlier and seeing if he can do something or not, or even Zach Wilson? So um, I think that game has a lot riding on Tua, especially his recent struggles for throwing 3 picks a fucking game. And I think that would be make or break game for him. But Hern, what do you think about that?
Uh, Sorry. Yeah, God, Tua, man. God, Lee. He just his press conferences are cringe. He talks about like, oh, like our leadership and X, Y, and Z. It's like, dude, you're the guy. You're the QB. That the leadership falls on you as a player. Um, so like when he says stuff like that, it's kind of like, really, dude. Like I find it kind of cringe. Um, but yeah, in terms, and then I mean, talk about Mike McDaniel. I think every time he wears joggers, they lose. So um, yeah, it's a tough look for the Dolphins, and they're playing the Falcons team that is really up and down. So I mean, they might get lucky if the Falcons are still on this downswing, which I don't think they really are. When they come off a loss, I feel like they play really well the next week. Um, yeah, they're in a tough
Yeah.
spot. I think in the preseason, I think you and I talked about QBs that rookie QBs we'd see who would play the most, and I think Quinn Ewers was one of our picks. And
Yeah.
we're what, week 8? Like he still has a chance to prove us right. I think the other one we talked about was the two Browns QBs, and then obviously like we knew Cam Ward was going to obviously play a lot, so and Jackson Dart. So I mean, yeah, really interesting game
All
for that
right.
one. One game I wanted to talk about a little bit um, is, let me just make sure I got the two teams right. Um, the Denver Dallas game. Um, Dallas is going against arguably. I don't think it's. I still think it's a good defense. I don't know if it's the top 5 defense or top 2 defense that everyone's talking about in the Broncos. But what are your thoughts on this game? Like, it's arguably two of the better quarterbacks in the NFL. Bo Nix coming off a really good game. He basically led that
Um,
comeback for them last week. And then obviously we talked about it earlier about MVP Dak. Like Dak's playing at an MVP level. CD's back. George Pickens has been playing well.
yeah, honestly, that is a very interesting game, obviously, right? Because a lot of people have the Broncos defense as like the number one, especially because of all the players that they acquired.
Yeah.
Um, and arguably so, right? I mean, look at their defense. They got a lot of fucking Pro Bowlers on that team, which is like, okay, I understand. But it's not the defense that I like. I am hesitant to be like, yo, like I instantly got the Broncos. It's more of the quarterback, and it's crazy to say that just because of like the comeback that he led against the Giants this past weekend. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, like look at he can lead them from behind, stuff like that. Cool. But again, you're playing against a team, and obviously, It's gonna be like would you call it? Uh, I'm just being devil's advocate. But Giants are still trying to find their stride and be like, hey, what kind of team are we, right? Um, Obviously the Giants were, and again it goes to this defense and it's going to go to the offense. The Giants put up 30 something points on this arguably one of the number one defenses in the NFL, and that's a rookie quarterback and a team that's still finding themselves. And you got a quarterback that wasn't doing anything for 3 quarters that some are arguing like, yo, this guy is so fucking great and he can do so many things. Which towards the end, you know, he came back and was like, all right, they won the game. However, you're going against another quarterback that's been in the league a little longer, has been to a playoff game, um, got bounced, whatever, but he's having a really, really good fucking season. And I would say an MVP season with little to no help on the offensive side of the ball. Granted, his defense is not really helping, but I think if this team can hit on all cylinders where defense, special teams, and offense is still like really playing really good football, I think they'll blow the Broncos out.
Yeah, I think
And
it's totally fair.
Broncos,
Totally fair.
yeah, I just don't really trust the Broncos yet. They're a good team, good team.
Let's
I
ride.
just don't think the Broncos, yeah, let's ride. The Broncos, um, really know who they are yet.
I'm that's fair.
So that's
I can't argue
my
that. I
opinion.
think um that's why I was like a little hesitant. Like the last couple weeks, like you guys all picked the Broncos, and I don't know. I just think they're a little overrated as a. I don't know how to explain it. Like they're overrated as a team, but I think they're good like on offense and defense. Like I know that doesn't really make any sense, but I don't know. It's just
Yeah,
kind of how I feel about them. Like yeah,
yeah. Is there another game you want to talk hit on? Excuse me.
yeah. I mean, I'd like to know why you don't have the. Oh, I want to know why you don't have the Niners. To be honest, like I feel like they're still rolling. Like is Purdy playing? No, right?
No, no,
Purdy's
Mac
still out.
Jones
Yeah,
is
still
playing.
Mac Jones. Kittle didn't even really have to show up last week, and like they still won. Um, I called it about Fred Warner. I told you he was going to show up, and he did. He showed out.
Yo,
Got the
man,
boys
only
right.
player that still show up when he was hurt.
So, shout out to him. Um, I know it is on the road, which kind of makes it a little bit tough, but I just feel like the Texans, like, besides the garbage time touchdown last week, they really should have only scored 11 or 12 points or however many points it was that they had. Like, it shouldn't have been 19, whatever. It should have been whatever it was to 12 or whatever the score was. Um,
Yeah, honestly, it's
because
again, it goes to those
I
things
feel like
where
real quick, like I feel
go ahead.
like Seattle's defense is worse than the Niners, even though the Niners obviously lost a bunch of guys. Like to me, Seattle, I don't think they have a great pass rush, if one at all. Demarcus Lawrence is really good for them, or Dexter Lawrence. No, it's not Dexter. What's his name? I think it's Demarcus Lawrence. So he's played for the Cowboys, right? Whatever his
Yeah.
name is. I mean, besides him, like I don't really think they have anybody in the front seven that scares me. And then obviously they have a couple good corners, but I just feel like the Niners defensively, and like I said, Salah's the MVP. I really, I can't say it any clearer than that. Like I think he's just, and this with the Niners, like he's always found a way to play guys that you don't know and make them look really fucking good. So, and I just like I
Yeah,
said,
honestly,
Texans don't have a running game right now. Why not? Why not the Niners?
yeah. No, 100%. I just still feel like the Niners are a team that's still trying to find themselves as far as like, and it's kind of hard to say that, right? Because like, I mean, you got like fucking 90% of the roster and they're managing to win games, but I don't know. I still haven't really bought into the fact that like, yo, like we are a team to fuck around with. Like, don't fuck around with and we can win. And the Texans are like just an offensive struggle portion of the team where um
True,
they need
their
to
defense
figure
is good.
move a few things around on offense. And if they can do that, they can hit and be like, yo, CJ Stroud can get back in his groove and they can start winning ball games. The Niners. Man, I watched them and it's like, dude, you're just looking at like, yo, who else is gonna get hurt? And is Kyle Shanahan gonna go back into his bag and be like, hey, I can figure out like how to win ball games from. For me, the only time I've ever seen that from Kyle Shanahan is when he played the Rams. That was the only one time where I watched him but make his play calls and be like, yo, this motherfucker is doing something different. Like he's actually investing into the players and their abilities rather than being like, I'm just strictly looking at my call sheet and being like, hey, I'm just gonna call this play. He was actually doing something. So I haven't bought into the Niners yet. And the Texans are just a few fixes away from winning a lot more games in the NFL. But yeah, Hern, who is your top five MVP candidates?
Oh fuck.
I know I
Off the
kind of
top
put you
of
on the
my head,
spot.
yeah, off the top of my head, I'd probably say Jonathan Taylor's one. Just because I don't
Okay.
want a QB to win it. I'd say two would be Dak. Three would be I still got Baker. Like I know what you said earlier. I still got Baker because I think by the end of the year he should have a decent enough schedule as long as they have a good record. Like he should be involved in it.
Yeah.
Four, I got Indiana Jones, and
Yeah.
then five, I'm gonna go with the old guy. I'm gonna go with A Rod,
Okay, that's not bad. Actually, I like A-Rod in this.
and I think like six, like never mind. I don't want to say the meme, but I think my two honorable mentions are gonna be Matt Stafford and probably Patty Mahomes.
Damn. Okay. I definitely wouldn't have said that, but whatever. But
Well,
yeah,
I mean,
there's it's like
I'm a big
crazy to be
Stafford
like,
guy. I think everyone knows that.
yeah.
So
Okay. Definitely. I think I'm gonna probably start from one to five, one being my best. I think my number one um would be Dak Prescott. Obviously his record hasn't really proven that, but I think out of everything we've seen from Dak Prescott and like his options at wide receiver, I think he's playing really phenomenal football. Number two for me is Matthew Stafford, also playing really great fucking football this season. Um, Number three, I think I'd put BJ Robinson. Four would be no, three would be Daniel Jones, four would be BJ, and five would be Baker Mayfield. Those
yeah,
are my
also
MVP
I
candidates
like
so
I
far.
like Bijan as well.
Yeah, I think they're all these guys are playing great football. At
Yeah,
the running
Bijan.
back position at quarterback.
Yeah, I think Bijan would probably honestly be in front of both Stafford and Mahomes. Now I'm thinking about it a little bit more, but um,
But like, let's be
yeah,
honest, they're gonna give it to a quarterback. So,
yeah, no,
um,
exactly. That's why I'm just gonna keep putting Jonathan Taylor in the front. I think also an honorable mention. Uh, Jesus Christ! Now I'm thinking about like other running backs now. I kind of a big one I kind of miss is fucking CMC.
oh shit, you know what?
Like he's
I
carried.
didn't think about
Has he
that.
has he really? I mean, he's carried the offense all year now.
In receiving, yeah, he's actually I actually just looked at the top receiving yards, and I think I forgot who is one on the tier list, right? It's a five tier list of who they have. It's number one, and then CMC with somebody else at number two on tier as far as receiving. I think his receiving yards are like 500 something
Let
compared
me
to number one being 600 or some shit like that.
let me look real quick. Give me like three
Yes.
seconds here. It's coming up.
We'll get the facts for you guys, all right? We're not gonna start making shit up. Um,
CMC. He's third in the league in catches. He's got 53. Nakua's at 54, and Chase is at 58.
see?
Nuts. Absolutely nuts. Receiving yards. He's one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. He's eighth in receiving yards at 516. He's behind Egbuka, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Justin Jefferson,
Oh
George
yeah, I'm looking
Pickens,
at it.
Puka, Jamar Chase,
Yeah.
and Jackson Smith and Jigba. So this guy's
That's a running
basically
back for you guys.
he's basically a
That's a
top
running
10
back.
receiver. He's a top 10 receiver. Now, obviously, the rushing yards part, he's one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. He's 12th in the league in rushing yards, but still, this guy's a top 10 receiver and a top 12 running back in the NFL on
Hold on,
arguably
hold on, hold on.
one of the worst
Yeah,
offenses in the league at the moment.
yes, 100%. Horrible in the
Crazy.
Reds. Niners are horrible in the running. All right. CMC, damn, I wish I would have said CMC to be honest. But that's
Yeah, so do
based off
I.
like obviously like whatever. It is what
Yeah,
it is. I said what I said. If
yeah.
I'm going back on it, if I'm changing my list, obviously we have CMC on there, but we said what we said. Um, yeah, so CMC is number eight in receiving yards. He's ahead of, I'm gonna put that out there. Who he's ahead of in receiving yards, right? He's eight. He's ahead of Devontae Smith, Keenan Allen, Cortland Sutton, Drake London, Lad McConney, Stephon Diggs, Juan Del Robinson, Chris Olave, Tyler Warren, Devontae Adams, Pro Bowler, Zay Flowers, Ty McBride, Taro McMillan, Quentin Johnson, DK Metcalf, Jalen Waddle, Marvin Harrison Jr., AJ Brown, Garrett Wilson, BJ. Man, the list goes on and on. But to do
Multiple
that
number
as a
one
running
receivers.
back,
There's multiple
yes.
number one receivers.
And to do that as a running back, honestly,
Hmm.
I wish we would have brought this up earlier. Yeah, I think that's fucking crazy. Because looking at the numbers, I haven't seen it until like right now, besides um yesterday being like, okay, like tier list. That's actually fucking crazy if you think about
So
it.
after saying all that, after all that, you still have the Texans beating the Niners.
Yes, I said
Okay.
what I said.
Hey, guys, Niner fans, I tried to swing your boy. He's just not budging this week. Thank God the Raiders are on bye week, so I don't have to talk about my team. But
Yeah, I was gonna say we didn't pick Raiders today, so
thank
that
God.
was funny. But yeah, that's crazy. Shout out to McCaffrey and
Knock
fingers
on wood,
crossed
man.
that yeah,
Knock on wood.
yeah,
Knock on wood for that guy.
still killing it, man. It's great to see that. Um,
But yeah, what a great
but
pod
yeah,
today. Excellent pod
yeah,
today.
straight to the point.
We talked
Love talking
we
about
talked
football.
FBI, Chat GPT. When we come up with this title later, we'll see what she cooks up. But we talked about the FBI gambling. We talked about
Food,
MVPs.
pizza, man.
We
7-Eleven,
talked
baby.
about Bucky's. We talked about
Woo!
7-Eleven. We talked about, I mean, you name it all. Short, fat, skinny, tall. We talked about it all on the 44 podcast, baby. Rigo,
Yeah.
the
What's
man,
up, brother?
Hollywood. Rigo.
Hit me with it.
Yeah. Uh,
Yeah.
tough,
We
tough,
appreciate everybody
tough,
fucking Yeah, we appreciate
fucking tough.
everybody listening that's been leaving comments on our TikTok, Instagram, all our social media platforms. We love you guys all. And again, especially for you fucking trolls and haters, we love you too. I love it. Again, I'm gonna always say it on every single podcast. If you got something to say, disagree with, or agree with, and you just want to say something, get off your little itty bitty chest, get on the podcast. Slide us a DM. We've been trying to get fucking Joel, the Ravens cocksucker on this podcast, but he's too afraid to actually get on. It is what it is. Some people have a lot to say behind closed doors, but can't say it on live. And we understand that. So we'll throw this other thing in, right? If you have something to say and you don't want to say it on live, DM us or leave a comment on there and be like, hey, let's talk about this. Me and Hern will bring up the comment section and we'll talk about it. All right. For the people that don't want to actually be on live, but always have something to say. Um, so yeah, we obviously we emphasize and we want everybody to have a voice. So please leave a comment, DM us, or want to be on here. We would love to have everybody on here. But again, we appreciate the love that we get and the hate that we get, and couldn't be any more grateful and thankful for all you guys listening and taking the time to listen to our podcast and stuff like that. So with that being said, your host, Hollywood Rigo, my co-host, Mr. Herney, aka Bigfoot now. We
Shout out Matty
appreciate you
Ice,
guys.
man.
And
Shout out
shout
Matty
out to
Ice.
Maddie Stinky Breath McGee. We love and appreciate you guys. And that's the 44 signing off, baby.
Yeah.